What's going on, everyone? With the global CBT around the corner, I wanted to make a video of my impressions of Star Resonance since the release of the CN version. I've dumped around 400 plus hours into the game since launch, so I think right now is the perfect time for me to talk about the overview of the game. I wanted to talk about the overall gameplay loop, combat, all the system the game has, and everything else it has to offer. I'll leave timestamps to make it easier for you guys to navigate. On launch, you will have the same pattern every day on reset with a number of things you will need to do. To start off, yes, the story is time gated each day with a new section of the story unlocking on reset. As that might sound like a big turn off, the way Star Resonance delivers it is not as bad as it sounds. Throughout my gameplay time, I had numerous things to do after I was done with the storyline for the day. This restriction is lifted after 2 weeks of the official launch. Every day, you will have a ×2 dungeon that you will run for resources that are needed. It's only the boss fight with the boss having a lower health pool, so they're quickly completed. There's also a daily system that awards points to collect the treasure boxes that provide more resources. These usually get done while you run your everyday route. Another daily task will be 3 activities you will need to complete to receive currency for the shops. They can vary from puzzles, mob killing, or questionnaires. Once again, they're completed really quickly. Life skills have an energy system with 400 life energy per day. Life skills are a very important aspect of the game due to it being tied in with numerous things. One of the most important is gear honing that we will discuss more in the gearing section. We also have guild check-ins and guild cargo. Check-in is just an NPC you talk to every day, and cargo being a massive way in obtaining guild currency and other currencies. There's also a weekly dungeon you can run with the guild mates and the guild shop. The guild shop provides valuable resources to continue progressing, plus some cosmetics. The housing system also has 3 dailies per day that can help you obtain housing currency. And the last daily will be elite and world boss keys. On reset, you get a refresh of 2 per key type. The elite keys give you a chance to obtain the imagine you decide to farm, as well as the world boss keys. This system is what I believe to be the worst system in the game, but we will get more in depth later in the video. My overall impression of the daily gameplay loop is that it's okay. It's quick and easy to do every day, and don't really have any complaints about it. Gearing. The gearing system is actually one of the biggest add-ons from the original BPJP. The gear is tied in with the dungeons. Dungeons have 3 difficulties: normal, hard, and master. On launch, only 1 dungeon will be available with only normal and hard mode unlocked. Each dungeon drops 3 specific gear slots, 1 being weapon and the other 2 being different throughout the dungeons. Normal mode will provide purple and hard gold. Every 2 or 3 days, the next dungeon will unlock with a required gear score until all dungeons are unlocked, with a total of 6 dungeons. This is where you will probably spend a lot of your time if you want to min-max substats. There is a pity system of a guaranteed drop every 5 runs. Apart from farming gear, you will need to upgrade the gear you desire with upgrade stones that can be obtained by doing dungeons. There is a weekly cap on how many you can obtain via dungeons, but the weekly shop also provides some. The good thing about the upgrade system, there is a 100% mat refund if you do dismantle the gear for whenever you get the best slot item. That's only provided until the gear is maxed out. If you keep tapping the substat after the gear is maxed, you will not get those materials spent. The gear honing is a one-time thing for the character, with the first few levels being 100% guaranteed. At around level 7, there was a 5% chance of you not tapping the gear, so depending on how high we are able to hone, I believe that fail rate will increase. This is also where the life skills come into play with the specific material to tap a specific piece. There's 3 types of that material. Gems are a slotted item into your gear to juice out a little bit more substat increase and gear score. These are not refundable when you dismantle your gear and do require life score energy to farm the materials to craft them. Different tier gems alongside other material types do have a time gate of when they're able to be crafted. It's important to note that some gear does not drop with a specific substat, but this is worked around later when the 20-man raid gear is available. My overall impression of the gearing system is that the dungeons are fun to do, with the different mechanics summarizing those in Lost Ark, just not as in depth. It can become repetitive due to the mechanics not really changing at all, even in master mode, so that is something to keep in consideration. Overall, I like the restrictions of the honing and gems being time gated just to keep everyone around the same gear score in the gear department. One major change from the original Blue Protocol is selecting a class. In order for you to unlock a class, you need a material that allows you to do so. In the story mode, you are given 1 for free, but this currency can also be bought with in-game bound red orb. But you will have to prioritize a class to full commit to because of the books. Books are used to upgrade your class's skill and give you a massive bump in damage and gear score. This system is a little bummer due to you having to main a class until you are able to level up another class's skill. I would say try out different classes at its base before you start investing your book material, just so you can be sure what class you want to main. Overall, compared to the original Blue Protocol where the classes were XP bound, I do find this system a lot more lenient and give more leeway to finding out what you want to play. Shops. The shop provides tons of juice for your overall gameplay. There's two types of shops, a daily shop and a weekly shop. The daily shop will have stuff for you to hone, books, and other things. The weekly shops have different types of currency for each. Some things in the bound red orb shop reset, like the 3-time drop rate food for dungeons, and some stuff are a one-time purchase. The friendship shop is a currency obtained by doing content with a friend and or events happening in the game. This shop also has things that reset weekly and others that are a one-time purchase. The honorary metal shop is a material that is obtained with some of the things we mentioned earlier in the daily gameplay loop. This shop is a heaven's ground when it comes down to materials. Books, upgrade stones, bound luno, everything in here is good. Rep currency has a couple things as well. Overall, you will want to clear out pretty much everything that resets weekly in these shops. Combat. For me personally, combat is a very important aspect of a game. This game's combat overall feels very fluent and satisfying. Some classes also do have tech for you to have better uptime. The iframe dodges, the perfect parry dodge when the boss does a red attack, all feels nice. I currently play Stormblade and Wind Knight and I'm having a blast with those two classes. Overall, everyone who I've asked in different roles have said they do enjoy how the class plays. I think this game does a good job at emphasizing the playstyle in its corresponding role. The skill tree is another major change that I love in Star Resonance. Each class has its corresponding skill tree and 2 subclasses to choose from. To upgrade a tree, it does require skill points, and for some nodes, an extra material. There's 3 materials, one for tank, one for DPS, and one for support classes. The good thing about this, if you want to try or play 2 classes in the same role, you can refund your points back to be able to use the other class's tree. Keep in mind, everything gets refunded, but if you would like to change roles, you will need to obtain that corresponding material for that role's type. However, you can use the skill points. The 2 subclasses give the classes more freedom on how you would like to play them. Overall, I really love how they implemented the skill tree, and I think it's a major change from the original Blue Protocol. It's time to talk about the pay to win. The Imagine system is tied in with the pay to win. Each Imagine provides a different buff or passive, and it also affects your gear score. The rough part about the Imagine system is what we talked about earlier. You are time gated with 2 keys per day for a chance of obtaining the Imagine. It's all RNG, and for me personally, I only obtained my first Imagine through a boss after 3 weeks. Now, how do you obtain Imagines besides 2 keys per day? 1. You either roll on the banner that cause bound red orbs where every 20 pulls you're guaranteed a gold Imagine on the banner. This is rough because there isn't a selector for the gold rarity, so you can pull an Imagine you won't run. The only Imagines that have a selector is the red-orange rarity that is on banner. Some are decent, but from all the information I've gathered, the majority of classes prioritize a different Imagine opposed from these super rare ones that are guaranteed in 80 pulls. Back to the gold Imagines. If you do roll on the banner and manage to get a random gold, you are able to dismantle it to obtain the currency to craft the one you desire. The bad thing about it that it's RNG on how many mats you get from the dismantle, between 20 and 30, and it costs 100 for you to craft 1 gold of your choice. The red-orange rarity Imagines on banner cost 300 to craft, so it's tripled the amount to craft and refine it. A 10 pull costs 1500 bound red orbs. The unbound red orb, which is a swipeable currency, is a 1-to-1 conversion with the bound red orbs. If we look at the shop with per se the $100 bundle, we will be able to get around 40 pulls without the bonus for the first time purchase. With the first time purchase, you will get an extra per se 40 to 50 pulls. That guarantees you at least 4, maybe 5 gold Imagines. So the maximum of 5 Imagine dismantles with bad RNG will guarantee you a gold Imagine craft of your choice. If that doesn't sound bad enough, on top of obtaining the Imagine material itself, you still need an extra material to both first craft and refine after the first craft. The worst part, for each craft, 15 of these materials are needed. And yes, we do have tower that rotates bi-weekly if you're able to clear all floors that guarantees the 15 of the selectors for these materials. If you would like to speed up the process, if you happen to get a drop via keys or even on banner, it costs 6,000 bound red orbs to obtain the 15 selector boxes from the shop, which is nearly $100. Refining your Imagines boosts up the stats, including the passives, and also your gear score. For gold Imagines, the material is increased by 5 extra the first 2 rank ups, 10 for level 3, 15 for level 4, and 20 for refinement 5. In my opinion, that system is by far the worst system in the game, and it's the only pay to win aspect of the game. With all that being said, you don't need to swipe to be able to clear anything in this game. I've been pretty much free to play apart from me buying some cosmetics, but that sums up pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this video. If anyone stayed into the end of the video, I really appreciate you listening to me yap. I stream Blue Protocol Star Resonance over on twitch.tv/creatives. That will be streaming a lot more when Global launches. That will be it for this video. Catch you guys next time.